What's up, everybody? Hang tight, let me get all the computer stuff out of the way, and I will tell you exactly what I'm doing. But it is Dodger related. Okay, I am doing all the computer work because when you decide to do videos, you learn very quickly that you gotta get good at computers. There's so much computers. Go live. Facebook always takes the longest. Okay, so I need to send out the tweet, which really doesn't work because it just directs people away from my Twitter to my YouTube, but I'm doing the Twitch on Twitter, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But I'm gonna send out the tweet. Make sure it sends. Tweet was sent, closed down Twitter, but now I have Periscope open, so let's hope I can read my comments. Trying something new on Periscope. Well, I've been doing it on Twitter, but how do I... Here we go. And I think we got one guy watching. First time actually doing this through the Periscope app on the computer. So that'll be fun. Anyway, if you're new, if you're here on Twitter, make sure you leave comments. I'll try to get to them and say them out loud. Okay, I am officially live on Twitch, live on Twitter, live on Facebook, and live on YouTube. Alright, there we go. I am doing an alternative broadcast of the Dodgers game. And basically I just watch with no sound and I tell you exactly what I see. Think about it like radio. If you can't get to a TV, I got your back. And this is still preseason baseball, and I'm just kind of trying to practice and get warmed up and just learn how to do baseball a little bit better. I'm doing the Lakers right now. And I started with Dodgers, but that was like 6 months ago, like towards the end of the season, and I didn't even know what I was doing. And Spectrum was bringing down my streams like half the time. So anyway, I didn't really learn how to do the play-by-play. So now I got to kind of relearn it. So anyway, here we go. The batting order for the Angels: Cozart, Trout, Upton, Pujols, Simmons, Calhoun, Marte, Valbuena, and Maldonado. And in general, yesterday I was pretty impressed with the skill and just how good the Angels are. And not only are they good, they have this pitcher, this Japanese guy who is just jacked. He's huge, and for some reason he's on the Angels, and I guess the Dodgers were trying to recruit him. So that's kind of annoying. Anyway, doing play-by-play of baseball, so just gonna have to remember to go slower. And on the mound for the Dodgers, we got Ryu, who is definitely one of my favorite pitchers, only because of the Street Fighter player Ryu. Last season, he was 5-9, 3.7 ERA, 24 starts. And, you know, he was pretty good. He was serviceable. And, you know what, bring him in, get some innings out of the way. Oh, no, he was a starter, not bring him in. But, you know, he was pretty good. Did he start in the playoffs? I don't think so. It was the other Japanese player from the Japanese league who blew it in Game 7. I don't know why Dave Roberts did that. But he's not on the team anymore. He can't even show his face in Los Angeles. Here's the first pitch from Ryu. Strike one. Right down the middle, 88 miles an hour. And that would definitely be considered a meatball. So Cozart, you're going to probably look alive on this pitch. Here's the windup. Swung on and fouled down the left, and fouled left, or fouled down the left line. I'm gonna have to figure out my terminology. But this guy Cozart's batting over 300 in the preseason, and in general, these Angels are just pretty good. They're all hitting, and they were playing good yesterday. A lot of empty seats at Dodger Stadium, but it is just preseason. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. Ball one, so it's 1-2, and that was a kind of a swinging curveball with basically zero control whatsoever. And Cozart wasn't going to be fooled for a second. But yesterday I noticed, and it was my first baseball game all year, is that the pitchers, you know, having some control problems all around, especially with the fastballs. So let's hope Ryu, you know, can get that all worked out here in the preseason, and that is also fouled down the line. Still 1-2. And Ryu does not have much velocity, and this batter definitely kind of ahead of him. Here's the pitch. Curveball on the outside corner, ball 2. So it's 2-2, and Ryu, so far I am not impressed. Curveball is not curving that much, doesn't have that much movement, no control, fastball is going like 88 miles an hour. Come on, dude. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, that is hit hard to right field. And Matt Kemp is out there in right field to make the play. And I like Kike Hernandez in right field. Matt Kemp yesterday looked very slow in the outfield. Dodgers defense, we got Kemp, Peterson in center, Pui in right field, Seager at shortstop, Forsythe at third base, Kike Hernandez at second, Bellinger at first, Ryu pitching, and Grandal behind the plate. And now we're taking a look at Cody Bellinger at first. Starts last season, 63, 83 at first base, 37 at left field. Oh, so maybe he's not playing first. Anyway, here's the pitch from Ryu, and that is ball 1 to Trout. And this guy is the real deal when it comes to hitting. Last season, he was batting .306, 33 home runs, 72 RBIs. It's 1-0. Here's the pitch. Ball 2. And that was 83 miles an hour, just below the knees. Good eye from Mike Trout. And Ryu is going to have to start, he's going to have to get in control a little bit here. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. And Ryu definitely got him on that one. He pulled his head out. And Trout had no chance of actually hitting it, even though he was going for the home run. It was a meatball just right over the plate, moved a little bit at the ending, and Trout was not ready for it. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Ball 3. And this umpire is no good. For the preseason games, they don't have the computer that tells you if it's a ball or a strike, but I am 100% sure that that would have been called a strike on the computer. That was a perfect pitch. 3-1 to Trout. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and that's popped up to center field. Taylor gets underneath it and makes the catch. So that's a quick 2 outs here in the top of the first. And after losing the game yesterday, it'd be nice if the Dodgers could just score some runs. We didn't score anything. I mean, the Angels scored 4 runs in like the third inning from Pujols, and only Pujols, and that was it. There literally nothing else happened the rest of the game. Jason Upton, last season with the Angels, batting .273, 35 home runs, 109 RBIs. And this guy, Justin Upton, definitely the real deal too on the Angels. Here's the pitch. Inside for ball 1. And that was a sliding slider. That must have been a slider. Had a bit more horizontal movement. And he started it over the plate and it just cut inside, but a little too far inside. Here's the pitch. Strike 1. Over the outside corner, 81 miles an hour. And Ryu, you know what? I'm going to cut him some slack on his first 10 pitches. The first 10 did not look too solid, but the last 3 or 4 or 5 looked pretty good. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 92 miles an hour. That was the high fastball. And Upton was not ready for that. He was way late. And Ryu, first time showing us his velocity, 92 miles an hour. If he can hit his spots with a 92 mile an hour fastball and have those other pitches, he'll do just fine. And yeah, that was a perfect pitch. Here's the 1-2 pitch from the full windup. That was another high fastball, but way too high. He lost it a little bit. And it's now 2-2. And now we're taking a look at Rich Hill in the dugout. Got the loss yesterday. Not impressed by his pitching. He's old. I listened to a podcast hosted by 2 women, and they talked about him for 15 minutes, and I thought I was on board with Rich Hill, but I'm not. Swing and fouled down the left field line. Upton is still at bat. Still 2-2. But yeah, Rich Hill, I thought I liked him, but you know what? After seeing him pitch, I don't like him anymore. Get him off the team. I mean, is he even good? I don't know. I should probably look into that. He just seems old. But one thing is, I like this guy Ryu. It's too bad he can't throw real fireballs, but you know what? I guess those 92 mile an hour fastballs are kind of like Hadoukens from the video game. Hadouken, fireballs, Ryu. You know what? YouTube is a young crowd. You guys don't even know about Street Fighter. Now we're looking at Dave Roberts, and he must be a genius, but I don't get it. So cute with his lineup. I don't even want to get started on what happened against the Astros last year. You know, we gotta move on. But it was just annoying, and Dave Roberts is just tries to get so cute with the lineup. And it worked all season perfectly. We didn't lose to anybody all season. Best team the Dodgers have fielded ever. Then we get to the Astros and it doesn't work. And I second-guessed Dave Roberts a little bit on his decisions. Cute lineups, but why did he put that Japanese guy starting in Game 7? Darvish? He just got blown up. Anyway, I don't know if I'm going to do the whole game. I'll probably just go for like an hour. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on. That is hit hard by Upton. The internet froze up. So let's hope that's a pop-up. But man, he is looking at it like it's a home run. And come on, internet. Oh, damn it. It must have been an out because now we have commercials. But wow, he hit that one hard. And I'm going to refresh my video stream. And we're going to the bottom of the first, people. El Pollo Loco. And I'm just so surprised how fast food basically just does all the advertising for sports, professional sports, basketball, baseball, football. How did that happen? I think you can kind of see where the medium is going, this being cable TV, going based on who these sponsorships are and who's giving them money. And the fact that it's just car commercials, like right now, it's just cars, fast food, and military. To me, that's an indication that the medium itself is not doing that great. And we know Spectrum isn't doing great, but I don't know, I think they should get some better sponsors. And I'm just so sick and tired of Jack in the Box and Toyota sponsoring the Lakers. Let's get a sponsor that does something. Let's get Elon Musk up in here. Anyway, internet's going slow, and I gotta remember to talk to you guys more often, but I doubt anybody's here. Let's take a look. What's up, YouTube? I am learning how to do baseball. They are very long games, so make sure you leave a comment. Let's have a conversation, and I can talk about Dodgers, or Lakers, or movies, or anything. Just ask me anything you want. Want it to be a conversation. People are here. Usually they trickle in and out. I mean, it is preseason. So, you know what? You don't need to stay. Don't feel bad. Facebook, you know what? They don't understand Dodgers on Facebook yet. Yeah, nobody's here on Facebook. Yeah, they don't really get it on Facebook yet. But in general, people, talking to a computer, doing something new like I'm doing, is a YouTube thing to do. Like, if you're not a YouTuber, you're not on YouTube, it looks weird and crazy. It's a YouTube thing to do. Then I started doing the live streams on Facebook, because why not? I mean, they got live stream, and I'm doing it anyway. And I will say, Facebook, they didn't like it at first. They're like, who the fuck's this guy? My dude, you're the one searching Lakers into Facebook. So, you know what? You get me. But I don't think Facebook knows about baseball yet, or the people that are on Facebook aren't watching until the regular season. I don't know. Either way, Chris Taylor batting .288 last season, 21 home runs, 72 RBIs, and he is just a great at bat. He is such a hard out. And the pitcher for the Angels just got a strike. It's 0-2. And that was like at the bottom half of the strike zone, maybe a perfect pitch or a ball. But the umpire said strike immediately. And if you ask me, I mean, this guy, the strike zone's not huge on Taylor. Anyway, that one's fouled away. It's 0-2. And last season, Taylor, even in the regular season, he is an impossible out. He would get down 0-2 all the time and then fight back and walk. It was amazing. It was like some of the best display of hitting that I've ever seen. It's almost like when I was in Little League, I didn't even know that you can hit like that. I just thought I was swinging as hard as I can every time. I should have done more of a Chris Taylor kind of strategy. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Ramirez, that was some cheese. 95 miles an hour fastball, and Taylor wasn't even close, and definitely could not lay off. Angels defense, we got Upton, Trout, and Calhoun in the outfield. We got Valbuena at third, Simmons at shortstop, Cozart at second, and Marte at first. Marte is a pretty good hitter, I remember that. And Jay Ramirez pitching, and M. Maldonado behind the plate. And there's this used to be a professional skateboarder named Mike Maldonado. So probably not him, because this guy's probably 20, and Mike Maldonado is old. Here we go. Corey Seager, last year batting .295, 22 home runs, 77 RBIs. Here's the pitch. How was that a strike? 1-1, and I already don't like this umpire. And I just need to go slower. I mean, it's a long season, and I can't be getting jacked up about the umpires making bad calls this early. That one was way inside. 2-1. And yesterday, I was pretty impressed with the Angels' pitching and hitting, and just the way that they approached the game and played the game is very aggressive. And I just saw a lot out of the Angels, and they kind of flexed their muscles a little bit. Disappointed in the Dodgers. They didn't play great, but also, you know what? They didn't do a lot of stuff. Thinking it's preseason, do something fun. They didn't do it. And, you know, Stripling sucks. And Rich Hill, get out of here. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That is a chopper to second base. And they're going to throw him out at first. And Corey Seager is out. And now we're taking a look at a replay from last night. And Seager had kind of a little blooper to short center field. And the center fielder, diving catch, got it. And that is the opposite of what happened to Yasiel Puig in right field. Because he dove and the ball hit him directly in the glove and it popped out. And that's what led to the runs. But here's Yasiel Puig right now. Last season with the Dodgers. .263, 28 home runs, 74 RBIs. But he was great in the playoffs. Loved the energy. And that was low and outside. And Yasiel Puig, it's still preseason. Don't get mad about balls and strikes. I'm not going to get mad about balls and strikes. That was definitely a ball. 0-1. And Puig's my favorite player. Here's the pitch. That's hit hard. That's a home run. It's got to be a home run. 1-0 Dodgers. Yasiel Puig just jacked one out. And Ramirez gave him an absolute meatball. And Puig, no way. That was going to be jacked no matter what. Yasiel Puig hits a home run. And too bad he didn't save that thing for the opening day against the Giants on Thursday. But fun to watch, and already a better game than yesterday for the Dodgers. Let's take a look at this in slow motion. Meatball and Yasiel Puig, that was textbook. Such an athletic move, such fast hands, and you know what? It's not summertime in Los Angeles. It's a bit cold out there, maybe 55 degrees, 60 degrees. But with a little bit of headwind and that cold temperature, I mean, hitting home runs is way harder. And that one was out. So he hit it hard. And here's Cody Bellinger, the other home run hitter on the team. And actually, he's like the only real home run hitter in which that's all he does. He strikes out, hits home runs, and plays first base. And probably smokes weed. That's all Bellinger does. .267. Here's the pitch. Low and inside, so it's 2-0. And Bellinger, in general, is not the most disciplined batter. I mean, he was a rookie. But he was okay. Sometimes he was getting better. But in the playoffs, the pressure he didn't handle it well. And he didn't play his best baseball. And his smart batting just completely went away. And Bellinger got into that one, hit it very hard. But it is caught at the track for 3 outs. And Bellinger, that would have been a home run during the summertime. That is for sure. But not tonight. Cody Bellinger hit it hard. And then that's exactly what he does. He hits home runs or strikes out. But in the playoffs, he was not so disciplined as a batter. He didn't do a lot. And our team is just kind of young. We had never been to a World Series. A lot of those players. Everyone except for Chase Utley. I don't know why we got him, but... And they just kicked ass throughout the playoffs. But in the World Series, I think the moment got to them. Because they started doing things that they're not used to doing, the Dodgers. Now, we took it to Game 7. It was a great series. But Cody Bellinger left a little bit out on the table. Anyway. Off to commercial break. We are going to the bottom of the second. Thanks for coming, everybody. And I need to remember to do my laundry while I'm doing the baseball. And yeah, nobody... Oh, we got one guy on Facebook. What's up, dude? Make sure you leave a comment. Want to have a conversation. Oh, yeah. I'm supposed to be testing out the Twitter live stream. Let's take a look at Periscope. Now, you got to be on Periscope. Is anybody saying anything?
You're working tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I'm working tomorrow. We got people on Twitter. Make sure you say something. I will read your comments. And we got 2 people on Twitter. Anyway, this is just preseason. And I'm just kind of learning and practicing to do play-by-play for baseball. And basically, all I got to remember is to do that baseball voice. 2-1, bottom of the 6th. Alright, I can't do the baseball voice. But I just got to remember that. It's not basketball. Slow. It's baseball. It goes for hours. So just have a baseball type of tempo. Otherwise, I'm just going to scare people away. They're going to be like, well, that doesn't sound like baseball. Thanks for coming, everybody. YouTube, Facebook, make sure you leave comments. I read them after the game. And if you are a regular, though, I don't think that there will be regulars because you guys are very specific to the sport. So when I started doing this for the Dodgers last year, and it took forever. I talked to nobody for 2 whole games. Finally got a subscriber. And by the end, I had 100 regulars by the end of the playoffs, but we were in the playoffs. It was dope. I had 100, 125 people coming. And then at the last game, I'm like, dude, I'm doing Lakers. Come to the Lakers. Nobody came. So you kind of got to start all over, and that's why I'm doing this right now. Here's the pitch to Pujols, and that's 0-2. And quick 2 strikes to Albert Pujols, who remains a very strong hitter. He got 3 RBIs yesterday and killed us. And the coach for the Angels looked familiar, but I don't know his name right now. Here's the 0-2 pitch, but Ryu steps off. And I gotta remember to do laundry while otherwise it's gonna get wrinkly. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and now Pujols steps off, and that's, if I was him, that's what I would do. If Ryu's stepping off in preseason and throwing off your game, when he's about to go, you step off. You troll him back. You can't allow for that, especially if you're Pujols. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back, still 0-2. And in general, a good piece of hitting from Pujols. He put the bat on the ball. Outside corner. Ryu looking pretty sweaty for only 22 pitches in the top of the 2nd. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and that's popped up. And although I was very skeptical, nope, Bellinger's at first, and there's 1 out. And Ryu looked pretty not so great the first 10 pitches. But since those first 10, 10 through 23, he's looked really good. So Ryu, I'm going to get off your back a little bit, but you know what? You better be good. We got to get back to the World Series. Who's up right now? Kay Calhoun. Last season with the Angels, bat 278. Strike 1. Right down the middle, 81 miles an hour with no movement. That must be a changeup. But I can't imagine somebody just starting with a changeup on the first pitch. Why wasn't he swinging? I don't know. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on. That's hit hard to the gap. And there's going to be a guy on first for the Angels. So after getting a sweet out against Pujols, Ryu gives up a meatball line drive to the gap. And Calhoun's on first. I'm going to refresh the Spectrum website. It's never super live. I mean, the Spectrum website sucks. If anything, I think I need to set up the computer next to the TV, so I just watch it on the TV. That's probably a better strategy. Anyway, still learning how to do this. And yeah, this guy Calhoun thinks he's so cool at first base. Got his gloves, and he's putting it in his back pocket all nice. Come on, dude. Preseason. Spectrum website's going slow. It's not doing shit. Here we go. Here's Ryu going up against this guy. Who knows who he is? He's a lefty. And that's ripped hard to the gap past Kike Hernandez. And now the Angels have a guy on first and third with 1 out. And after getting a sweet out versus Pujols, Ryu is kind of getting lit up a little bit here in the 2nd inning. And these batters, so confident in the way that they're swinging at it. My internet's going slow, so it was slow motion. And I could have swore I saw the guy's eyes light up right as soon as he threw it. And, Ryu just He's not a badass. I mean, I love him because of Ryu, the Street Fighter player, and I always preferred Ryu to Ken. But other than that, I mean, but that's good enough for me. Keep him on the team. Internet's going slow. That's annoying. And who's this guy up for the Angels? I don't know.
How long are you doing this?
Not that long. Maybe like an hour. What are you gonna cook?
The chicken curry thing.
If you don't want to cook, okay. I mean, if it's a good game and people come, then I don't know. Uh-oh, something just happened. Internet's going slow, and Angels just scored somehow. Gonna refresh this. And you know what? I'm just gonna go to the shady website. Just in case. Maybe the shady website is better. What just happened? I totally missed what happened. But now there's a guy on first and second with 1 out. And it's a 1-1 game. And Valbueno, number 8, is up to bat. And he calls timeout while Spectrum decides to just keep on buffering. And, you know, I'm just going to try the shady website. Usually it's faster. And it's just because Spectrum, like, they have to support so many channels. Anyway, I'm going to the shady website. Spectrum, I tried. But you just have to support so many channels. Nobody watches those. Just have a dedicated channel and website for baseball and just make sure it's top speed. And then do that for sports. And just, you don't have to put the sports next to TNT, NCIS Los Angeles. It just slows up your website. Anyway, here's the pitch. And it's 2-1 to, oh, I know, this is MajorLeagueBaseball.com. This is a different feed. And I think I like this one a little bit better. But it's 2-1. And Ryu's on pitch 31. And honestly, maybe he's got to hit the gym and get on a diet. Looking a little bit pudgy this year. Crazy curveball, 73 miles an hour. Somehow, the umpire did not call a strike. That was perfect pitch from Ryu. And now we're taking a look at the replay. That was a perfect pitch from Ryu. And this umpire is not, I mean, maybe he doesn't like Asians. But so far, he has been so nice to the guy on the Angels and so mean to Ryu. But it's preseason, I'm not going to worry about balls and strikes. Fouled away, so it's 3-2 to this guy, number 18. And, you know, he doesn't really appear like the greatest batter in the world. Let's just hope he grounds into a double play. But maybe that's not a good thing, because yesterday our defense was not looking great. We messed up a couple double plays. Matt Kemp in left field looked a little slow. Barnes behind the plate missed a tag. We just did not look solid all around. So let's just try to get a double play, nice and easy. And that's a ground ball to the shortstop. They throw it over to Kike Hernandez, and they don't get the double play. Kike Hernandez throws it away. And the Angels are going to score another run. So it's now 2-1. And Kike Hernandez got the ball from the shortstop to get the first out, throw it over to Bellinger, and somehow Bellinger didn't stop it, and it rolled into the dugout. Or not into the dugout. Let's take a look again. And this is exactly what I was talking about. Seager throws it over, looked like a pretty good throw. And Kike Hernandez was like flying and jumping. He was like 10 feet in the air throwing that. It was quite an amazing athletic move. And, oh, perfect throw, just about. That was Bellinger that messed that one up. He's got to get those one-hoppers, and it would have been out. The ball would have been there in time. Not Kike Hernandez's fault. That is Cody Bellinger's fault. But nonetheless, it's 2-1. And for some reason, they keep on showing Kike Hernandez, but it looked like a good throw to me. But it's 2-1. Dodgers are down by 1 on stupid fielding errors, just like yesterday. It's 0-1 at least. And we're going up against Maldonado. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2 to Maldonado, the catcher. And let's just hope the Dodgers figure out some of these defensive issues before the regular season. And partially, I think it has to do with Justin Turner not playing third and people just playing weird positions right now. And swing and a miss, strike 3. Ryu gets out of the inning, and we're going to the bottom of the second. But he cannot be happy with that display of pitching, because for a little while there, they just lit him up. And if he's going to be throwing those breaking balls, he's got to keep them down in the strike zone. These guys were just waiting on it and just bam. I mean, I could have hit it. Off to commercial break. Thanks for being here, everybody. Make sure you leave a comment. Let's talk about the Dodgers. YouTube, Facebook. Oh, hi. Why no TV? Dan Rios, because they shut down my account on YouTube for 90 days. And my other account got shut down for the Olympics. So right now I'm in a dispute with the Olympics, and Spectrum, they were on my ass. Basically, I'm not allowed to show the game. He's actually good at it, too. I saw him during a Laker game. Good luck, bro. Oh, DeBiznaz Watkins. Oh, thanks for coming back. And I don't know if I'm good at it. I'm getting better. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I just know that I just know it gets traffic, and I'm just going to keep doing it. Thanks for coming back, DeBiznaz Watkins. And just going to get better at baseball. TopSoccerMall.com. Some guy's leaving a link in the comments, and so far I'll take any comment I can get. Make sure you say something. Make fun of me. Let's talk about Dodgers. Let's talk about baseball. Let's talk about movies. Let's talk about Lakers. Whatever you want to do. I'm pretty good at science. If you want to talk about science, I know a lot about rockets and aviation. You know what? I'm not very good at computers or making videos yet, but aviation, I can fly planes, though I don't have my license. But let's just say that we were stuck on an island and there's a plane. It would be me flying. Good chance I get us down too. Taking off's the easy part. I've done that. Never landed by myself. But I can do it. I got a pretty good record in the flight simulator. Anyway, enough about that. People are going to start leaving. And here we go. I'm going to try to do Periscope a little bit more. Periscope. Nope, nobody left any comments on Periscope yet. And I don't know why they call it Periscope. Why don't they just call it Twitter Live? A little bit weird how they have a whole different thing. But they were doing these live streams before anybody. They were a little ahead of their time. Maybe they should have waited a little bit and just done it better. Who knows? Anyway, Matt Kemp is up right now. Great pitch from Ramirez. That was a great pitch from Ramirez. And he is kind of impressing me. Good velocity, good control. And Matt Kemp is batting .255 for the preseason. Wow, great 86-mile-an-hour slider on the outside corner, but called a ball, so it's 1-1. And the Dodgers just, we are swinging. Yesterday we were swinging, we were getting on base, we were walking. Things were looking okay, we just didn't score. And Matt Kemp pops it up to right field. And that's going to be 1 out. Caught it with one hand. And I don't know if you remember back in Little League, but the coach, catch it with 2 hands. Catch it with 2 hands. It's not good to catch it with 2 hands. Catch it with 1 hand. Pros catch it with 1 hand. I don't know why they told us to do that. It just made it awkward. Yeah, but you don't see any of the good players doing it. Yeah, they are professionals. Good point. The girlfriend, she's just so she keeps me grounded. Yasmani Grandal is up right now. Last season, batted .247, 22 home runs, 58 RBIs. Not amazing, but he was definitely useful. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and that's going to be a base hit. Low 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Grandal just put the bat on the ball and got it between the second baseman and the first baseman. And that's just a runner on the bases. With only 1 out, and that's exactly how the Dodgers score. I mean, we just get a guy on first base with no outs or 1 out all the time. That's just what we do, and every time we do that, we score. Jock Peterson batting last season .212, 11 home runs, 35 RBIs, and that doesn't seem great. I remember him being better for some reason. I don't know. Maybe he came to the team late, and that's not a full season. I don't know, but I thought Peterson was better. Here's the first pitch. Ball 1. 78 miles an hour in the dirt. And started him off with a breaking ball. A little bit tricky, considering this guy Ramirez has been throwing a lot of gas. Decided to start off Jock Peterson with a breaking ball. We'll see what he does with that. Here's the 1-0 pitch from the stretch. Ball 2, way outside, and Ramirez had no control with his fastball there. Got away from him. And Joc Pederson is ahead in the count. Which is good, because I think I remember him actually being good at walking and having a good on-base percentage. And 2-0, he's going to walk. Ramirez gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 3. So once again, Ramirez doesn't have control with his fastball. And it's 3-0 to Pederson. And he's going to be taking here, but how about this? Let's do something crazy. It's preseason. Just swing. You know it's going to be a meatball down the middle. It always is. Pederson, just swing. Now they're looking at Dave Roberts, and you know what? Screw him. Here's the pitch. He swung, and it was ball 4. He swung, he went for a home run. Okay, well, he was thinking the same way I was. Why did the pitcher do that? The pitcher did not put that over the plate. Okay, we got kind of mind-owned by the pitcher there. He knew what was going to happen. And it's 3-1, and Joc Pederson is just going to have to shake that one off. If I knew that he should be swinging, maybe everyone else did too. Anyway, he should have been taking. He would be on base right now. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. And all of a sudden, just like that, it is 3-2 to Joc Pederson. And that is why you just take on 3-0. It's a mathematical thing, dude. Dave Roberts should know that. Preseason baseball. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Make sure you come on the first real game. It's against the Giants. And honestly, I think it's Thursday. And it's annoying with baseball, like just how many games there are. There are so many preseason games. There's 30 preseason games. That's like half of basketball. Anyway, here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Joc Pederson goes down swinging at least. But that was another ball 4 way outside. And Ramirez just owned Joc Pederson after getting down 3-0. And he gave him an inside slider that was not a strike for ball 4. When people always take. And he swung. Anyway, here's Logan Forsythe. Last season batting .224, 6 home runs, 36 RBIs. And I made fun of him a lot during the regular season. But I take it all back. Because during the playoffs and during the postseason, he showed me what he's all about. Strike 1. And he's just kind of a show up 5 minutes early, ABC, forward thinking, just a keep it simple, stupid type of baseball player. And honestly, I think he was on cruise control a lot during the season, but when the postseason came, he just turned the good parts about his game up to 10. And he was great, and he was so useful, he got hits. Forsythe, I got your back, dude. This whole season, you got a free pass. Because I did make fun of him a little bit too much. And honestly, it was just my lack of knowledge of baseball. Because he had something in the tank that I didn't even know. And of all the people on the team that stepped up to the World Series, stepped up to that intensity and to take their game to the next level, Forsythe was really like the only one that did it. Everybody else took one step back. Anyway, enough about last year. Astros, I mean, screw them. Well, good for them. It was a great team. It was the best baseball team I've ever seen. Just sucks they played against the Dodgers. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Strike 2. And this umpire, I don't like him. He thought it was a ball. He didn't do anything. And then he was like, oh, it's a strike. And then he quickly did strike. 2-2. To Pederson. Wait. I thought it was Forsythe that was up. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That is going to be a base hit to center field. And that was a meatball. Forsythe put the bat on the ball. That was great hitting. And keeping the inning alive. Forsythe, way to go. And yeah, that was just a meatball right over the plate. And he just hit it right over the pitcher's head. Maybe not the best athletic move on the ball that I've ever seen. But got the job done. I'm certainly not Pujols or Puig in terms of the fast, hand-eye coordination reactions. But Pederson got the job done. And here's Kike Hernandez. Last season only batting .215, but he's fast and he's good and has like no strike zone. And it's 1-0 to Kike Hernandez, who I just like. He played great in right field. He stepped it up when we needed him to step it up. He played out of his mind a lot of the times. I don't know how good this guy is. He doesn't bat that great, though. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Ramirez from the stretch. Ball 1. And it's 1-1, or it's 2-0. 2-0 to Kike Hernandez, so he's ahead in the count, and Kike Hernandez knows how to walk. Partially because he has no strike zone. He's got to be 5'5", $135. So that's probably why he's not hitting home runs. But he's fast, and he's great in right field. And yesterday, when Matt Kemp blew it on the hit from somebody when Pujols came home for the 4th run, Kemp, he just looked a little slow out there. I didn't like the look of it. So let's hope I get used to it. But I guess we need Kike Hernandez at second. I thought Forsythe played second. I don't know what's going on with the lineup right now. Sucks Justin Turner's gone. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on. That is hit hard. And that's going to be foul ball. And that is way up there. Wow. Kike Hernandez turned on that one. And it's 2-1. Kike, he must have liked the feel of that and the timing of that. He's a little bit early, but count that for Kike Hernandez. He's going to have a bit of confidence. And Ramirez, I don't know. He's probably going to give him some kind of a breaking ball, not over the plate right now. He's going to have to kind of get his bearings again. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, not over the plate. And it's 3-1. And Kike Hernandez has Ramirez exactly where he wants him, because now Ramirez doesn't know where to throw it. This is going to be a fastball, like it's going to be 90 miles an hour. And he's going to try to go for the outside corner, but it's not going to, he's going to get hit right now. Watch. And Ramirez steps off the mound. And, maybe I don't know too much about baseball, but when it comes to the pitching, like I know what the pitchers are thinking and what the batters are thinking a little bit. And Ramirez is a little bit mind fucked. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. And Ramirez didn't go to what I thought he was going to go to. He went to a slider. Started it low, and it was just a low pitch. Wow, went to a slider. And now the coach for the Angels is coming out to the mound. Not the main coach, but a tall, skinny secondary coach. And I read in the newspaper that Major League Baseball was trying to do a lot to keep these games going faster. And trips to the mound was part of it. Well, I guess it's preseason. They don't give a shit. Because now they're talking to Ramirez. I mean, it's preseason. Come on, guys. What was so funny about that is I was complaining about the time of games, and I didn't even really watch. I just did it to do it. And then I started doing these play-by-plays, and then I realized, 8 out of 10 games, baseball games, ended pretty fast, 3.5 hours. 8 out of 10 of them were fast. They weren't big games. They weren't close. They just go fast. Except then the 2 out of 10, they're either close games or whatever happens, it just goes for 4.5, 5 hours. So you have this thing where most of them are 3.5 and they go fast, and then you have the close game 5-hour game. And I think it's a harder problem to solve for baseball than they think. Here's the pitch. That's hit hard to the gap. Multiple runners are going to score. Chris Taylor coming through as the leadoff batter, and gosh dang it, Kike Hernandez was too slow, thrown out at home, but at least 2 runs scored. And how did Kike Hernandez why was he not fast enough to get home? I don't know. But I guess he wanted to get a bases clearing. Let's take a look at this. 27 from the Angels hit the cutoff man, and then the shortstop, perfect throw. And Kike Hernandez was not going for the collision and was just a little bit... Okay, well, that was about as close as you can get to being safe or out. And definitely called out. Ty goes the runner, and it appeared as if he was more out than he actually was. But Kike Hernandez, I'm glad we're going for it in preseason just to see what we can do. But that was great fielding from the Angels. Perfect throw from the left fielder to the shortstop, and the shortstop, perfect cutoff, boom, just right to the catcher. And they keep on showing this slide in slow motion, and every time I look at it, he looks out. But they are going to review this, so that's good. But, it's preseason. So, let's just keep this moving. I guess the only problem is that ended the inning. when we would have had kind of the meat of our lineup up with Kike at third, and then I don't know. I don't know for sure if he needed to run home or why Kike was so slow, considering being fast is his skill, but they threw him out. And the umpires are thinking about it right now. They're listening to somebody's telling them how to call it. But that was about an inch. An inch, that was one of the closest plays that you can see. And because he had to tag him, I think the issue is going to be with the tag, but the glove was right in front of the plate. So it was almost like Kike had to slide into the glove. Either way, Dodgers are going to be up by 1, so that's good. And this umpire, who I don't like so far, he's not good at balls and strikes, is taking his sweet time. And honestly, I think I'm going to have to figure out, with basketball, there's always something to say. I'm just going to have to figure out baseball. Maybe I need like some music in the background. And that is officially now an out. Kike Hernandez thrown out at home plate. And the Angels continue to play really good in the field. Yesterday, they were diving for balls in the outfield and caught them. And the Angels look pretty good, people. But that is the end of the second. And we're going to the top of the third inning. And we're on commercial break. Thanks for being here, everybody. Don't know how long I'm going to do this for. You know, just testing everything out. And people were here on YouTube, but then they kind of left. And then now on Facebook, nobody ever comes on Facebook with the Dodgers, but I did get some comments. DeBiznaz Watkins, you are one of my regular Facebook people. Thanks for coming back. And if I remember correctly, he is a fan of the Pelicans. And he couldn't watch the Pelicans for whatever reason. So anyway, he found me. That's exactly why I'm doing this. So, DeBiznaz Watkins, yeah, thanks for coming back. And let's see what's going on Periscope. Nobody talking on Periscope, and there's only one person watching. Well, thanks to my one viewer on Twitter. But usually more people come, I think, or during the Lakers games they do. So maybe just because it's preseason. But I know for sure that the Dodgers get loads of internet traffic. Because I saw it last year. So, just got to get good at this. Thanks for coming, everybody. And you know what? I've never actually done my Periscope account. So let's see. I've got 2,500 total hearts. Is that a lot of hearts? I don't know, 2,500 hearts. And in 65 broadcasts, I have 23 followers. I don't know if that's very good or not, but considering I'm not like interacting or really doing it or set up my account, not bad. But gonna have to learn how to do Periscope a little bit better. Definitely gonna have to learn how to do Twitch better. Twitch is my Twitch guy here. I got a couple guys here from Twitch, and it's funny how Twitch, the people that follow me on Twitch, thank you so much, guys. One guy's been with me since the beginning, and they're always there. And I don't know if I'm just trying something new, but I don't know what settings I have to do for Twitch, and I don't know how to kind of promote yourself a little bit inside Twitch. Like on YouTube, it's impossible to promote yourself inside YouTube. That's kind of the point. It's based on Google search, so people have to find you. You can't like shove it in front of people's faces. So YouTube, you just got to do it, and you just got to wait, and it's a little bit like build it, they will come. Don't know what it's like on Twitch. If there is a way to actively promote yourself just a little bit, I would do that. So let me know, Twitch. Leave a comment. How do I blow up my Twitch? And dude, I keep on seeing newspaper articles about how many people and how big these streams get on Twitch. It's crazy. They got this guy, a couple weeks ago, had like 600,000 people watching. I don't know. Twitch is something that I'm gonna have to look alive on. Maybe start playing some Street Fighter. I'll be Ryu. And here's Ryu going up against Cozart. It's 2-2. And while I'm talking about random stuff, I'm missing Ryu. But he doesn't look like Ryu from the video game. He looks like Ryu from the video game, like after he retired for 10 years and drinks beer and nachos. Here's the 2-2 pitch. that is hit hard to the gap. And the Angels put a guy on first base with no outs. And to me, I'm not a baseball expert, but a guy on first with no outs means they're probably going to score. Last year, you know, with the Dodgers and just the good teams, that seemed to be the formula. Put a guy on first with no outs, score. And a lot of commotion outside, like a big car, not getting towed. But I'm parking where I'm not supposed to be parked. But I told the guy that owns the bar that they're renovating, let me just park here, and as soon as you guys open, I'll move. He seems cool, but every single time I hear like a truck, I always think they're towing me. Anyway, it's 0-1 to... Wait, how's the guy on first? Oh yeah, base hit. So it's 0-1 to this guy. Is this Trout? Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled away. And it's 0-2. And it's 27 for the Angels. I think that's Trout. Ryu's got 44 pitches already. And you know what? At some point I want to get help doing this and have somebody explain to me baseball. What is Ryu doing that's good? He's throwing maybe 3 or 4 different pitches to spots, I guess, but no velocity, not a lot of movement. And has no control over that 90-mile-an-hour fastball. And I mean, it's not even that fast. Get that thing down in the strike zone, because that 90-mile-an-hour fastball won't do anything if you can't throw it for strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fouled back. And that's what I gotta practice on. I gotta practice doing the play-by-play and then the commentary during the commercials. Like, I just have to say the pitch, and I have to get good at swing and a miss, or that's hit hard, or I don't know. I'm gonna have to listen to the radio and just see what real people do, because it just feels like I'm making it up on the fly. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Hanging curveball, and that is going to be a base hit. Yasiel Puig cuts it off, but they're not going to get him at third base. So now the Angels have a runner on first and third with no outs, and Ryu continues to not impress me except for pitch 10 through 23. And this guy just, you know, he's got to hit the gym, get on a diet, and, you know, maybe take some steroids. You know, we won't tell anybody. And Yasiel Puig looked like he was playing pretty deep, but he was not going to be able to get that anyway. And he was also not going to be able to throw that guy out at third. And Cody Bellinger is just laughing, and he talks to everybody on first base. He's got to be a friendly guy. I mean, the guy just hits home runs, strikes out, and plays first base talking to people, probably smokes weed. I mean, it must be nice. Here's Jason Upton. He's 0 for 1 on the night, had a huge fly out. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be another pop-up. Please get this one. And Kike Hernandez gets underneath it and makes the out. And thank goodness, not going to be able to tag up at third base. So still a runner on first and third, but now we got 1 out. And Jason Upton, kind of a scary batter, is gone. And he wanted to hit that one hard. He just took the very first pitch, which was a meatball, swung for the fences, but just got under it a little bit. And here's Albert Pujols, and this is not good. Yesterday, he had an opportunity to score. There's 3 guys on, and he got 3 RBIs. Bases clearing double. And right now, Ryu looks a little bit nervous for preseason. He steps onto the mound, gets the sign. He got a 3. He likes the 3. Here's the pitch. Ball 1. And this umpire continues to not hook up Ryu at all on the close ones. One 1-0 to Pujols. Here's the pitch. 2-0. And that was some kind of a breaking ball that didn't break that much, but it was a slider and it was inside. And Pujols he's not going to fall for that. Well, yeah, what, did he get into a little fight out there?
No, I think she accidentally, stepped on his paw, but, she didn't step on it, but, you know how he goes high pitch.
Yeah, here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, and that's fouled away, so it's going to be 2-1. And somebody was trying to play with Ludwig outside and stepped on his paw, and he yelped. And Ludwig is not a yelper. I've kicked him, I've done so many things, and he doesn't yelp. He's just not a yelper. but this time he yelped. So whoever woman that was out there, I'm glad I don't know who she is. So I'm gonna give her the stink eye.
Nice, and she felt bad.
Yeah,
She was trying to bend down to say hi, and he came up.
yeah. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and you know what? I'm gonna let that one slide, but he's not a yelper, so it must have hurt.
He yelps all the time.
And that's a good idea. The sound might be worse, but open up the window. It's getting pretty hot in here. It's 2-2 to Pujols. Guy on first and third with 1 out. This is prime opportunity for some runs. Come on, Ryu. All we need is a good pitch. Here's the pitch. Check swing, and he's safe. So it is 3-2 to Albert Pujols. And right now, honestly, I'll take a walk, because then we can get the double play. Don't got to worry about Pujols. And I just have a feeling that if this is over the plate, he's gonna hit it hard. So Ryu, you know what? It's okay to walk him. Though it is preseason, and if you are going to challenge like the good hitters, you might as well start practicing in preseason. But yesterday, Rich Hill challenged Pujols when he didn't need to, and got lit up. Anyway, here's the 3-2 pitch. Ryu is taking his sweet time. Gets the sign. It's a 1. It's the pinky on the outside corner. Here's the pitch. That is popped up to center field. And Taylor's gonna throw it in, but it's gonna score a run, so it's now 3-3. And at least this is a better game than yesterday in terms of just fun and hits and a close game. Pujols gets the sacrifice out, and the fan was turned on. And you know what? I don't think I can do the fan right now, even though it does feel nice. Yeah. And Andrelton Simmons, the shortstop, is up right now. He's 1 for 1 on the night, and there's 2 outs with a guy on first, and all of a sudden this just seems better. Oh, but they scored. But anyway, I don't see any problems coming up right here, and that is ball 1. And maybe the only problem that Ryu is having, his number 1 problem, is his first pitch has been ball like 100% of the time against every single batter so far. And when you see that he's got 55 pitches and still in the top of the third, I mean, throwing that first one for a ball is not helping. And that one's called a strike. And it didn't look like a strike. So this umpire seems to be a little bit all over the place. Can't wait till we get the computer so we know exactly how terrible these umpires are, because they're not great. Last year, you should have seen it. The computer was always right. Umpires right a lot of the times, but not always. That's popped up, and Seager, the shortstop, made the catch. So 3 outs. We are going to the bottom of the third, and it is tied 3-3. This is a better game than yesterday. And wow, I really am not going to be able to do the whole game. This is long. So I'm going to have to figure out how to do this. Like during the regular season, maybe I should do the first 3 innings and then the last 3 innings. Or just the beginning, or I could just not be lazy and do the whole game. Who knows? Anyway, thanks for coming, everybody. Make sure you leave a comment. And let's take a look. Are people here on Periscope? Still the 1 guy on Periscope. And yeah, Facebook, you guys just don't really get baseball yet, but that's okay. When the season starts, and somebody told me how to do Facebook. And what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to join like other groups. Like I would join the Dodgers fan page, and then I can then share my videos to the Dodgers fan page. And basically, to do Facebook well, like for me, like if I want to make this grow, I have to join fan pages and then post to the fan page and like kind of build those relationships to the people that already have like 1 million followers. So, for example, let's say that you see a tweet from a huge guy that's a huge Twitter guy. Let's say he's got 2 million followers and they're active. He does a tweet and you see that there's no comments yet. Well, if you make the first comment, you know that that 1 million people in traffic are going to go to that tweet, and then a lot of them are going to see your comment. So the trick is on Facebook is if there's a page that's getting 1 million people in traffic, and traffic is really all that matters. You see a 1 million people, post on their board, leave a comment, because you know that that traffic is going to see it. And essentially that's how you do social media when you can't really actively promote yourself like on social media. You just have to find people with traffic and then put yourself visible to their traffic. Anyway, that's what I'm learning. But there's just so much work, and just doing the play-by-plays and making videos is hard enough. Corey Seager, over 1, bottom of the 3rd. He's looking pretty skinny, maybe needs to hit the gym. Swung on and fouled away. Ramirez came after him with his 76-mile-an-hour curveball. And yeah, Ramirez does like starting off with breaking balls against these batters. It worked. 0-1. Here's the pitch. Fastball, and that's ripped right up the middle. And Dodgers are going to have a guy on first with no outs. And just like I said last inning, this is how the Dodgers score. They get people on base with 1 or 0 outs, and that's all they do. And then they get it, and they just keep swinging. That's one thing that the Dodgers are good at, is they'll always swing. Last year, towards the end of the season, like for example the Giants, they weren't good, and we were playing them. And the difference between the two in terms of how often they were swinging was night and day. And it's like, come on, Giants, do what they do. Just swing every time. The Dodgers are good at that. So when we get a guy on base with no outs, we just swing, and it works. Puig is up right now. He's got a home run already. Here's the pitch. High and inside. That was a little bit of chin music, and I don't think Ramirez is happy about that home run. And that's just going to get Puig fired up. 1-0 to Yasiel Puig, and he is just such a disciplined batter, which is so odd to say, but last year he just got so good. I think it was because he was batting behind Justin Turner. Here's the pitch. That is hit hard, but dropped, and that is an error from the shortstop from the Angels. And what just happened? And I think that's going to be a double play. What happened was the base runner, Seager, thought that he caught the ball, so he ran back to first, but then he dropped it. And, yeah. And then I think they got Puig out at first because he didn't run to the bag. He thought it was out. Did we just get 2 outs here, people? What just happened? Isn't that like an inside the park, like inside fly rule or something? And that was hit really hard from Puig, but somehow the shortstop guy was able to get his glove. Why didn't he run it out? See, this is why in Little League they tell you to run it out. Yasiel Puig definitely blew it on that one. But let's hope that he gets to keep the base or something. Because Seager's out for sure. I think he gets to stay on first base. Inside ground rule, or I think that was it. I think it's called in the diamond fly rule or something. I don't know. And now they're showing the coach, the first base coach, number 29. He definitely messed up. Get him off the team. Here's Cody Bellinger, over 1, but hit it really hard in the first time around. So I'd expect some fireworks. 2-0. And Ramirez is looking a little bit hesitant to throw that fastball over the plate. Dodgers seem to have pretty good timing on it at this point, and Puig was inches away from having a really hard hit just now. Shortstop guy put a glove on it, and great curveball swing and a miss from Cody Bellinger's 2-1, swinging for the fences, and that ball was like in the dirt. Kind of made him look stupid, but he can shake that one off. He's a young guy. Here's the pitch. That was the one you take out deep. Right down the middle. Strike 2. It's 2-2. Ramirez is starting to get a little bit of pop in his step. Here's the pitch. That's a ground ball to the third baseman, and they throw it over to first. And Cody Bellinger is out. That is 3 outs, and we are going to the top of the 4th inning, tied 3-3. And I was only going to do this for a little while, maybe an hour. But it is a 3-3 game, so I guess I'll continue to do it. Thanks for coming, everybody. Make sure you leave a comment. I want to have this be a conversation. There's a guy named Dan, the Lakers fan, who basically does what I do on YouTube for Lakers, but he doesn't do it during the game. He does a pregame and a postgame, and he basically does what I do, but just better. and he talks about the Lakers, but what he's having a conversation with his followers or with his audience at all times. It really is cool. You guys got to check it out, and definitely learned a lot about YouTube just from seeing that guy. So still preseason, not a lot of traffic, but I got to remember to talk with you guys. So during commercials, I'm going to talk with you guys during baseball. Last season I would read Dodgers news, and you know, you guys didn't like that much. Reading Dodgers news was a little bit boring, because I think that at this point in the day, like when the game was on, you guys had already read those articles, and you guys know baseball pretty well, so there's nothing I was reading at 4 o'clock in the afternoon that you guys hadn't already read or known. So I think I'm just better off talking with you guys, and it's more fun for me anyway. I'm gonna take a quick break. Thanks for coming, everybody. Tied 3-3, and I just basically need to get some water and just, I don't know, I'll be right back. And I gotta figure out how to do Periscope. Still the one guy. Anyway, thanks for being here, dude.
You done?
No. What's up, everybody? I am back. Missed a little bit of the bottom of the fourth, and there's 2 outs and a guy on first, and it's 0-2 to Maldonado. So Ryu looking like this is going to be an easy inning. And I got to remember to fold this laundry because at this point all my shirts are wrinkly. And that's a foul ball, so it's still 0-2. And for some reason, Ryu likes this 80-mile-an-hour pitch. I don't know what that is. That must be a changeup. But he goes to it all the time. And I mean, it's just a matter of time until that's going to be lit up for a home run. I could hit that one. Well, actually, no, because at the batting cages, the fastest miles per hour, I don't think was 80. And I struggled at that. Anyway, folding my shirts that are now wrinkly. Here's the pitch. That's hit hard to the gap. And it's going to be a base hit. And Pui is going to hold the lead runner at second. So right now there's a man on first and second with 2 outs. And I think the Angels are going to be at the top of the order. And I'm just going to fold my clothes while I do this. And honestly, I was a little bit like, man, basketball is such a sweet sport. Now I got to do baseball. And I remember enjoying it, but I was a little bit like, man, baseball's not going to be as good. And I will say that I do get into it pretty quickly. Like, this is just preseason. But you know what? I guess I just like sports. But I don't know too much about it. And it looks like Dave Roberts is doing some thinking. And honestly, don't do too much thinking. This is just preseason. Here's the pitch. That is hit very hard. And that's caught by the center fielder. Wow, great speed from Jock Peterson. Peterson made that catch out in center field. And that's going to be 3 outs, and we're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. And yeah, Matt Kemp in left field, not very fast. But thank goodness Peterson was there to clean that up. And honestly, I thought that was going to be a hit. But he got underneath it. Didn't even have to dive. And now we're going to commercial break. So yeah, you know, sometimes in baseball, the innings go super fast. But I'm going to refresh my video feed and refresh that. Just so we know that we're up to date. Thanks for being here, everybody. Just learning how to do baseball. And I thought I would be done right about now, but it's 3-3, so I'll keep going. Not too many people here, but that's okay.
The few people there are important.
Yeah, the few people here are important. But yeah, Facebook hasn't quite figured out Dodgers yet on Facebook. But anyway, I'm doing it. People are here on YouTube. Make sure you leave a comment. Say something funny. Because the funnier you guys are with the comments, literally, like for my Lakers streams, the comments and the funny, that's like half the fun. So make sure you leave a comment. Make fun of me. Let's talk about Dodgers. Let's talk about Lakers. Let's talk about Los Angeles. Anything you want. Movies I like. But I like science and airplanes and aviation the most. So if you guys have any rocket, airplane, helicopter, or drone questions, I'm all over those. Still not the greatest at making videos. And honestly, I think the #1 rule is when you're doing something like this is not to make fun of yourself or tell everybody your skill level or anyway, I think I'm doing it backwards. So anyway, the Biznaz Watkins had my back on Facebook and he said I was good at this, so I'm going to take that one to the grave. Good, who knows? I don't know if good is the right word. I'm doing something different. And we're back. Backstage Dodgers Friday after postgame presented by Cadillac. And Magic Johnson, you know, I think he needs to hire me. And I can be like a swing guy for the Dodgers and the Lakers. And I want to work on the Lakers in-house entertainment. Like the entertainment that they have in between quarters and during halftime. And the competitions and the games. I want to get in on that. So Magic Johnson, if you're listening, I want to do the in-house entertainment for the Lakers. And I'm going to steal a lot of the stuff that Mark Cuban does because he knows exactly what he's doing. And we are bringing in the dog acrobat show where dogs were doing flips. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen. Anyway, here's Matt Kemp. That is hit hard. The center fielder, and that's going to be a home run. Matt Kemp just took that first pitch and boosted it right over center field, and you know what? I just knew that was going to be a home run. And Matt Kemp makes it 4-1. And you know, this is why I'm going to keep on doing this. Pretty exciting baseball. And that is the second home run for the Dodgers. And, I made fun of him for being slow in left field, but maybe we just have him for his bat. But that looked like a pretty good pitch, a low fastball, and Matt Kemp just kept his eye on the ball, dug it out of the dirt, and the kid with the glove in center field missed the catch. It went off the tip of his glove, a little bit like Yasiel Puig last night. So, little kid in center field, I saw that. You missed the ball. Here's who's up right now. Who's this guy? This guy's new. Oh no, Yasmani Grandal. He's not new. He started. Grandal's up right now. He's 1 for 1, and it's 2-0 right now. And Grandal, he does seem to have a pretty good eye. And Matt Kemp, he looks pretty jacked, and he's got some pretty sweet hair. And Matt Kemp, I don't know too much about him, but that was a crazy home run. And Ramirez finally just, having some control problems later. He only has 50 pitches, and he started off pretty well, but having a little bit of control problems, but that one was a strike. Most home runs catcher since 2016. So he's a catcher that hits. But honestly, I like Barnes behind the plate. Last year, Barnes was my guy. Because he's so small. Like, since when are catchers that small? I just like him. Swing and a miss. And that's 3-2. 91 miles an hour. And Grandal swinging for the fences. A little late. And looks like Ramirez still has some velocity. So, Grandal's gonna have to watch out for that. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back-to-back fastballs. Here's the pitch. Crazy curveball, and that's gonna be a base hit. Grandal put the bat on the ball, and he knew that was going to be a breaking ball. Somehow he knew. And he just played it perfectly. He knew that it was gonna be, there's no other explanation for how he swung at that. Like, he waited on it. It was weird. But great display of hitting. Maybe not the most athletic move, not a Yasiel Puig kind of guy. But he's on base, and the Dodgers have a guy on with no outs, and we've already got a run this inning. So this is exactly like it was last year, the whole year, all the way through the playoffs until Game 7 against the Astros in the World Series, when the Dodgers were like the best team on the planet, best team we ever fielded, and somehow the Astros were better than us. Just crazy. What are the odds? And that little guy, Altuve. What a jackass. And then that huge guy that batted after him, you remember they had Altuve, the little guy, looked like a fire hydrant, and then the pitcher had to go up against the guy that was like 6'5", like lumberjack looking dude. Jock Peterson popped it up. And that's going to be 1 out. Jock Peterson maybe bit a little bit too early in the count. But, it's preseason. You might as well swing. 1 out. Dodgers have a guy on first. And I got to remember that this is baseball. And I need to have much more of a baseball tempo with how I'm saying it, because the people that do baseball play-by-plays have a very distinctive voice in how they do it. So I'm going to have to copy the baseball radio play-by-play guys. And this is just preseason, so I'm practicing 2 people. The first baseman for the Angels, not quite as chit-chatty as Cody Bellinger is at first. Trust me, all season long last year, he was chatting with everybody. He's got to be a friendly guy. But, he's a good-looking dude. And, if I was a woman, I would go for Bellinger. He's my guy. I mean, traditionally, I'm more of an Eric Karros kind of guy. But I'll take Bellinger these days. He's younger. And Forsythe almost hit into a double play, but just beat it out at first. So Forsythe is going to be at first with 2 outs. And Ramirez, kind of have a feeling this might be his last inning, or they'll do 1 more after this. But definitely starting to labor a little bit out there. And here is Kike Hernandez. Little guy. Super fast, but somehow he's thrown out at home plate earlier in the game, but it's also just an outstanding defensive play from the Angels. So I don't know whose fault that was. Maybe it was just the Angels playing really well, and there's nothing Kike could have done. But, it was a little annoying, because I had just been talking about how fast he was and good at base running. Then they threw him out at home plate. And then they challenged it, and then the challenge stayed. They didn't overturn it. And you know what? This just goes to show how many World Series champions are there in the past that weren't actually the World Series champions because of replay. You know, it kind of throws everything off, but I'm glad we finally have it. But these umpires suck. I've been watching with no sound, paying attention to everything, and they're not always consistent. That is for sure. And Yasiel Puig seems to get screwed the hardest, but it's also he complains the hardest. So I think the referees just kind of stick it to him. Anyway, it's 1-0 to Kike Hernandez, and I got to do less of the commentary and more of the play-by-play at radio baseball speeds. So it's 2-0 to Kike Hernandez. That was on the inside. And once again, every pitcher that I've ever seen going up against Kike Hernandez cannot find the strike zone because he is 5'5", $130. Like, how big is this guy? Hit the gym. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, that is hit hard to the gap. And Kike Hernandez is going to have a base hit. And Forsythe holds up at second. So Dodgers have a guy on first and second with 2 outs. And Ramirez is definitely starting to labor a little bit more. And number 3, Taylor, coming up to bat. And here comes the main coach for the Angels. He looks very familiar. Is that Mike Scioscia? Mike Scioscia, if anybody needs to get on a diet, it's Mike Scioscia. But pulls out Ramirez, who, you know what, had a pretty decent game going up until the last. He had a good first 2 innings. And number 90 coming in for the Angels, and he looked like a tall, strapping young lad. That is for sure. And we're off to commercial break. Thanks for being here, everybody. Make sure you leave a comment. And I'm going to figure out how to do Periscope, guys. So I'm going to check out Periscope. Checking out Periscope. Still the one guy. Maybe I got to send out a tweet or something. Is that Ted Bitches? Oh, it says the guy's name. That could be my friend, Sweeney Ted. Ted Bitches, if that's you, thanks for coming. You are my #1 Twitter fan. Make sure you leave a comment, and I will, I'll type it into the Facebook and YouTube clients, so maybe that's how I'll get the Periscope people involved. I'll type in their comments into YouTube so you can be like everybody else. Or you can just come on YouTube. Anyway, thanks for coming. Still on commercial break. The Dodgers the Angels are switching out their pitcher. Ramirez started to get blown up. And I don't know who they're bringing in. He was very tall, very strong, very masculine looking, good looking shoulders. Oh, his name is Bard. B-A-R-D. Bard. And yesterday, the Angels' pitching looked pretty solid all around from beginning to the end. Today, not quite as solid. Ramirez got lit up. So let's hope we can keep this going. And this is just reminding me of the way the Dodgers play baseball. And honestly, this is all I had to see going into the first game of the season, was that we're still doing this, which is putting somebody on base with no outs, and then everybody swinging as much as they possibly can while still being a little disciplined. That's what we did great. That's what we were good at. Just putting guys on base and swinging. Luke Bard, 41 games, 4-3. Oh, it was in the minors. He had pretty good numbers in the minors. And honestly, this guy is not strong at all. This guy needs to hit the gym. That camera angle was deceiving. This guy's a pipsqueak. 83 miles an hour. Get out of here, Bard. Go back to the minor leagues. Chris Taylor, he's 1 for 2 on the night. And just a good, tough out. Though he was an easy out earlier in this game, he went down 3 straight strikes. But I could see that he was still playing baseball the same way. It was just great pitching. 1-0. And Taylor steps out of the box. And I'm totally okay with him doing that. Just troll the pitcher a little bit. I hate it when they do it to us. But you know what? Troll that pitcher. Skinny little guy from the minor leagues. Here's the pitch. Ball 2. 81-mile-an-hour slider on the outside corner, but Taylor was not going to fall for it, and that was probably Bard's best pitch, and it didn't work. 2-0, and he's going to have to go back to that. He's going to have to go back to that slider. He's going to have to go back to that. A fastball is going to get lit up. Here's the pitch. 2-0. Fastball outside, ball 3, and I can't believe he did that. And 93 miles an hour, pretty decent velocity for a guy that looks like he's skinnier than me. Needs to hit the gym. Bard, we'll send him a tweet after the game, and maybe just send him to like a weightlifting YouTube channel or something. Say, dude, you're a professional athlete. Get jacked. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled away, and that's the second time in a row that the Dodgers were swinging for home runs on 0-3 counts. Luckily that time, because Jock Peterson totally messed it up doing that, but luckily that time that was a strike. And I fouled it away. Definitely going for a home run. And why not? It's 3-0. We got 2 guys on. I'm folding my clothes if you're wondering what I'm doing. They're already wrinkly though. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. 92 miles an hour. Hit the bottom corner and looked a little low. I think the umpire hooked him up. But now we got a full count. And looks like Bard, only feels confident with the fastball. And you know what? He looks like a little pipsqueak. Coming from minor leagues. This is the big show. And he doesn't even shave. Got the beard. They all got beards. None of them shave. Now get groomed. You guys are professional athletes on TV in which you want sponsorships. Groom yourself. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit hard, but fouled away. 3-2. And yeah, this is what Taylor does. He's just a hard out. And he must have walked more than almost anybody on the Dodgers last year. It was crazy. He would literally go 0-2 like half the time and then walk half of those times. He hit unlike anybody else I've ever seen. And I wish when I was playing Little League, I would have known that you can do what he does. Because I was just trying to swing as hard as I can every time. I've got to be a smart batter. And Chris Taylor is a smart batter. Though in the World Series, the best parts about him, which was the fact he was so disciplined and he was such a tough out and he would walk all the time, not so much in the World Series. Just an example of maybe our team being a little bit young and not rising to the occasion of the World Series. Because a lot of our guys who were solid all season just started doing the things that they're known not to do. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Strike 3, called, and Taylor usually has a great eye, and I think that he just thought that was going to curve a little bit more. And that's 3 outs. Chris Taylor went down looking, and once again, seeing the replay of the Matt Kemp home run that was deep in center field, and then the kid in the crowd with the glove who couldn't catch it, even though it hit the glove. It's like, dude, you brought your glove, that's good, and the fact that you could even use it is amazing, and now you're on TV missing Matt Kemp's catch. Or home run. And it was weird because it was on the tarp. So like the ball went flying. And then he didn't handle it well and he kind of rolled over. Not a good look in center field there. Thanks for coming. We're on commercial break. And I just have to remember that this is baseball and I don't have to go so fast all the time. Yeah, nobody's ever coming on Facebook. So yeah, maybe I need to join some Dodgers groups. Yeah, I'm going to learn how to do Facebook at some point because it has so many people. And when I do the Lakers games, a lot of the people that I get are from the Philippines, actually. About half of the traffic comes from metro area Manila, the Philippines. And if it wasn't for the Filipinos, my Lakers streams on Facebook wouldn't be that good. So I'm just going to have to learn how to do Facebook because it's just a great opportunity. One of the downsides of Facebook is that the reason why it's so good is because you can pay money to put your stuff in front of people doing ads or boosting your posts. And let's say that you had a bunch of money 3 years ago and Facebook just started doing this because they didn't tell anybody exactly how good it was. But you were getting such good value in terms of advertising with Facebook at the beginning. Slowly but surely, they're weaning that back. But at the beginning, it was awesome. To the point where one of my buddies founded with his partner a $1 billion business. It's called BetterHelp, and it's listed on the NASDAQ. BetterHelp, and basically they're online therapists. So they're counselors, and you get a counselor, and you pay a monthly subscription fee, and you just talk to somebody, and it's a really good idea. Other people are doing it, but they were doing it first. It's just a great app. But then I asked him, like, well, how did you do marketing? How did you do this? He's like, well, we just paid Facebook to do it all. And all of our expenses went to Facebook. We literally paid them hundreds of thousands of dollars a month to advertise, and that's how we did this. It's like, dude, that is amazing. These days, Facebook doesn't quite hook it up that much on the advertising, but still, if you got a good idea and you got money, go on Facebook and start paying. And in the short term, might not be amazing for you, but in the long run, it will be great because Facebook isn't going anywhere. And the price that you're paying per exposure or follower, whatever it is going to decrease or increase. So if you got money, you got an idea, get on Facebook now. I'm not doing it that way because you can't even boost your live streams, and I'm not selling anything. It's media, and I don't got that much money. So I'm gonna have to join some Dodgers groups or something. And just do it the old-fashioned way. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ryu still in the game. That's a chopper to Forsythe at third, and he's out by just a tiny bit. And the Dodgers continue to not look super solid defensively. I'm still folding my clothes. And yeah, let's take a look at this in slow motion. Forsythe, not fast, able to get over there in time though. And dude, he was definitely safe. Definitely safe, but you know what, we'll take it. Are they gonna call that one on instant replay? Because that's like the safest I've seen anybody in my whole life. Ryu, who certainly not that impressive at all, other than having his name be Ryu, the Street Fighter player, still in the game, 77 pitches. And you know what? Let's just keep him in there. Why not? Here's the pitch. Strike one. Crazy 70-mile-an-hour curveball crossed over the plate. For some reason, he called that one a strike, when other ones just like that were called balls. Here's the 0-1 pitch. The guy throws down a bunt. Beautiful bunt. Ryu throws over to first, and he throws it away. And every single time the pitchers try to field, it always looks awkward. And the Dodgers continue to not look very solid defensively. And number 16 is at first base for the Angels on a bunt. And Cody Bellinger, not solid at first either. Get in front of it. Put your body in front of the ball. It's going to hurt, but put your body in front of it. And this guy's Ryu. He's a little bit overweight. He doesn't throw gas. You know, hook him up a little bit. And here's Albert Pujols. He's 0 for 1 with a sacked fly in the third. Yesterday had 3 RBIs though. And Ryu, just don't give him a meatball. Here's the pitch. Ball 1. And, you know, that was a fastball that wasn't very fast. High and outside. And Ryu, not a lot of velocity, but he seems to be able to hit his spots. And very shaky in the first 10 pitches. Everything past the first 10 pitches, it seems like he's pitching okay. But Angels are just good hitters, and they're hitting him. Pujols hits that one hard. And that's gonna drop. Chase Utley's in center field. And, you know, I guess I'm happy he's on the team. I don't know why he's on the team. How much are we paying him? Why did he bat last? Why did Dave Roberts put him in there last in Game 7? He's on the team. We're just going to have to deal with it. And Angels got a guy on first with 1 out. And here's number 54. The guy after Pujols. Oh, this is no, this is a new guy. Michael Hermosillo. 267 in the minors with 9 home runs. All these guys from the minors, they look very small and skinny. Here's the pitch. Foul ball down the left field line. A little bit of a chopper. And this Hermosillo guy, definitely ahead of Ryu. I mean, this is the big show pitching, and Hermosillo was not scared of Ryu one bit. He's like, goodness gracious, this is my first at-bat in the bigs, and I'm going up against Ryu. I'm just going to get a home run. And it's now 1-1. That was a high fastball. And Ryu, he just doesn't have the greatest control with that fastball from what I've seen so far. And I just have to go slower. It's baseball. And I got to go with the baseball rhythm. And Ryu, curveball over the plate, called strike 2. So it's 1-2, and Ryu is at 82 pitches. Beautiful night at Dodger Stadium. Next time, bring your kids, bring the family. Great time. Actually, I can't do Vin Scully. I'm not even going to try. He's always talking about bringing the kids, though. So I'm going to have to work that in somehow. Like, bring the kids out while I'm sitting in my kitchen in the dog area. That's where the dog eats. Me and the dog over here. And the Dodgers are in a little bit of a jam right now, actually. 2 people on with 1 out. Thank goodness they're using their minor league guys. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Hermosillo looks a little bit frustrated. He knows that was his opportunity. And Dave Roberts is coming out to the mound. Let's get Ryu out of there. And start getting that bullpen working. And here we go. Who's coming in? Number 91. Now this guy looks big and strong and jacked. So let's keep this guy at 91 in for a little while. I'm tired of the pipsqueaks. This is baseball. When did baseball become so many little guys? Like Altuve, a second baseman, hitting like that. That's unheard of. I mean, I don't like it. I was more of a Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, steroids era kind of guy. Anyway, we're on commercial break. Thanks for being here. Dodgers are changing their pitcher. And they made rules to make these games faster. But even in preseason, it's going to be a long one. Let me see if anybody's here. Still the one guy on... Yeah, basically there's minor amounts of people coming in and out. Both preseason games so far. Not a lot of traffic, but people are coming in and out, but people are coming. But it is the preseason game before the opening day. And there's just so much baseball and so many games that I can imagine people don't get excited for preseason. Anyway, I'm going to continue to do this because unless something weird happened and now all of a sudden they're showing the game for free on the internet, like Major League Baseball is showing it for free on the internet, people are gonna need baseball. Screw Spectrum. Anyway, still on commercial break. Thanks for coming, everybody. Still only one guy on Periscope. But now I know if I want to do live stream during my Lakers games, because people write comments. I sometimes go through them and they come in real time, so I kind of have to watch the video to see what they're saying. But I've done it a couple times. People are commenting, and I'm like, man, I totally forgot about you guys. It's because you're on Periscope. I needed to be on Periscope. Finally on Periscope. So definitely gonna try it for Lakers games. Glad I figured it out. Here we go. Number 91. What's his name? Spores. No innings pitched. No ERA here in the preseason. So he's a new guy. But at least he looks kind of strong. And he's got like the baseball goatee, which from like a grooming standpoint is a little bit more cleaned up than just the beard that you don't shave. So I'm okay with this facial hair, though I would prefer none. I mean you're on TV. Groom yourself up, people. It's 2-0. Not too impressed with this pitcher so far. At bat is Young Jr. E. Oh, Eric Young Jr. Dude, I think I've seen this guy before. Was he on the Dodgers? Last season, batting .264. Not great. He looks like a short little squatty guy also, and wearing the nerdy socks. Here's the pitch. That is hit very hard, but popped up. And Yasiel Puig is going to get the out. Whew, thank goodness. And that's not Yasiel Puig, that's Tolles, who hit the home run yesterday. So can't wait to see him. And Spores, the new guy, got us out of that jam, and we're going to commercial break in the bottom of the 5th. And this game is going to take a little bit, it's going to be a long game. Thanks for coming, everyone. And, you know, I don't think I'm going to get a lot of my Lakers spillover into Dodgers. Because really, you guys aren't here for me. It's mainly just for the Lakers. Or before the Dodgers. And then I'm like, at Game 7, I'm doing the Dodgers games. Built up like 100 people that came. I mean, and it took me like 2 full games of talking to nobody to even get 1 subscriber. Game 7, all right, guys, baseball's Dodgers are over, but I'm doing Lakers, so make sure you come by. 0. Had to start from scratch. So I got a feeling that I'm going to have to kind of start from scratch every season, and it'll just slowly get easier. And I should also make some kind of like in between the season content, maybe like a monthly video talking about the Lakers and latest Lakers news, just so I can post content for the Lakers fans that are subscribed or other people. Because the one thing they say about YouTube is you got to be consistent, and I just wasn't able to be consistent because one, Spectrum was trying to shut me down, Olympics were trying to shut me down, and there was disputes, and then there was copyright, and then I got trademarks, and anyway, we got through all that, but I wasn't able to post on this account, so I had to go to different accounts. And finally got that figured out. Then, okay, doing Lakers, but I wasn't consistent. I was missing games. New Year's happened, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to do every game. One thing people say is you got to be consistent and you got to make videos. But if it's half the year there's no Lakers games, how am I supposed to be consistent with Lakers videos? So I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that out. I'm not the best at making videos, but if you have any questions about aviation, like airplanes, rockets, helicopters, whatever, you name it, I got your back. Baseball, not so much. Let's see what's going on. Jamie Barria pitching for the Angels right now, and this is kind of the fun part where you get to see all the kind of the new hitters. And Corey Seager, huge swing and a miss for 0-1, and he just looked a little bit too excited on that one. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That is hit hard to center field, but he makes the catch at the track. Corey Seager, during the summer, that would have been a home run, 100%. But let's take a look at the temperature in downtown Los Angeles right now. Let's see the temperature. Los Angeles. Here's Andrew Toles, hit a home run yesterday. He's 63, so you know it's just not gonna fly. And ball 1 to Toles, and he hit a pretty sweet home run yesterday. And I got a text from somebody. Let me read this. I got a text from my brother telling me that my little brother has a friend that watches my Lakers videos. And usually, like, me doing this it's a weird thing to do for somebody to just start doing play-by-plays of Lakers, and you kind of have to understand YouTube to get it. So, like, my twin brother, you know, people just don't get it. So for him to say, dude, I know somebody that watches your videos, that's actually kind of a big deal. People think I'm a weirdo. But trust me, this is going to work. I just have to keep doing it and get better at it. And I think that I'm going to have my own little sports channel on YouTube. And that would be so sweet. Toles still at bat. And it's 2-2. Hit a home run yesterday. Just nailed it. It was amazing in the 9th inning. Here's the pitch. It was a swing that the catcher dropped. So it was strike 3, but Toles is on first base. And you know what? We'll take it. Yeah, it was like a check swing, terrible swing from Toles. Not a home run type of swing at all. Like, can't believe you even hit that home run yesterday. But the catcher totally blew it. And Dave Roberts is looking very, very intense right now for a preseason game. Probably thinking of a way to get too cute with the lineup in the World Series against, like, the best team ever, and then start Darvish in Game 7. He wasn't ready for that. He wasn't ready for that. Here's the pitch. And it's Cody Bellinger, who hasn't been hitting so great the last couple nights I've been watching, but it's exactly what he does, which is just swings for home runs. So I like what I see. You know, maybe he does need to hit the gym a little bit. Maybe a little bit skinny. Here's the pitch. Ball 1, so it's 1-1, and this is 2 games in a row in which not impressed by the pitcher's fastballs and the velocity and their control. Maybe because it's preseason and they're just not letting it loose, but not impressed with the pitcher's velocity. Last year in the postseason and the good teams, everybody was throwing 98. It was awesome. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And once again, Bellinger continues to go for home runs. And there's a guy on first with 1 out. You can get a base hit. But every single swing so far that Cody Bellinger has swung since I've been watching since yesterday has been for a home run. It must be nice. It must be nice to be Cody Bellinger. Here's the pitch. Strike 3. I can still feel the wind over here. He wasn't even close. And there's 2 outs with a guy on first, and not taking advantage of that lucky situation with Toles on first and only 1 out. And let's hope Yasiel Puig can light up this pitcher. Wait, what's his name again? Barria. Let's hope Yasiel Puig can light up Barria. Oh no, they took him out, I think. It's somebody else. Who's it? Oh, Chase Utley. Can't wait to see him do nothing. Ball 1. Now, hopefully he can walk. Last season, bat .236, 8 home runs, 34 RBIs, and we picked him up. And then we also chose to get him again. Makes no sense. How old is this guy? Where's Eric Karros? I'd rather be watching Eric Karros right now. Yeah, for some reason on Periscope, it's just 1 guy. So I'm gonna have to get better at that. YouTube, you know what? You guys are starting to dwindle a little bit, but I'm glad I still have you guys. Make sure you leave a comment. And I've been going for close to 2 hours. Oh, that is hit hard from Chase Utley. That is gonna be a base hit. And Toles is at second base, so the Dodgers have a guy on first and second with 2 outs. And this pitcher, Barria, who is not looking solid, that is for sure. Except for the fact that he struck out Bellinger, but that was a bit of a meatball, and Chase Utley, even at 50 years old, can put the bat on the ball. And now he's putting in a fat lipper. And, you know, these old guys, they still chew the tobacco. Here's another new guy. Who's this? Oh, no, this is a new guy. This is Austin Barnes. Last season, batting .289. Just a good batter for a catcher. And he's just solid behind the plate. Here's the pitch. Huge swing and a miss. And the Dodgers looking a little bit thirsty on the first pitch. They're looking a little bit thirsty hitting. I mean, I love that they swing and they keep swinging, and that's how we win. But not as disciplined as we could be. Barnes took his eye off the ball, and that wasn't even in the strike zone. So he steps out. And trying to get his... Uh-oh. We have some kind of a water leak on the field at Dodger Stadium, and this is a maintenance issue. And it looks like a sprinkler lost... Somebody stepped on a sprinkler. And there is like a little lake on Dodger Stadium right now. And the photographers are getting a lot of shots of the sprinkler head. And yeah, now we're just watching the sprinkler head run out. So while we're doing this, and everybody just looks confused, and, you know, where's Magic Johnson when you need him? He'll figure this out. Chase Utley's like 50s thinking, oh, I've seen that like 13 times. This is going to take at least 20 minutes. Umpire talking to Dave Roberts. And I have a feeling that that's some kind of a hazard for the players on the field. I mean, it's just like standing water. Like if you're playing golf and there's standing water, you don't hit it out of that. And the umpire is pacing around the puddle, and he's thinking, man, I haven't seen this since '88. Maybe I should get my eyes checked too, because that's the last time I got new glasses, because this guy sucks. And now we got a couple Dodgers maintenance guys out on the field, and these guys got the best jobs ever. Guy looking like he's like 31, 30 years old, and then he's got another little guy that's helping him out. And sometimes in life, you know, I didn't make good decisions, and I'm on YouTube, and not a Dodgers field maintenance guy, because, man, these guys are... Anyway, now this one guy, the assistant, is running to the outfield. And wow, he did not have good running good running technique. He looked a bit like a joker out there. Not an athlete. Just the field maintenance guy. And now the field maintenance guy is talking with the umpire and thinking, dude, I'm the maintenance guy, you're the umpire. You worry about baseball, I'll worry about the sprinkler head. And this is going to take a little bit of time, so I am going to put my clothes away. Thanks for being here, everybody. Got a little bit of a maintenance issue out on Dodger Stadium, and don't get me started on getting a new stadium. Hopefully we get this figured out by the regular season, and I think it's coming up. I'll be right back. And they are still worrying about the puddle on Dodger Stadium. So let's just hope they cancel the game right now so we get the win, because the puddle just keeps on getting bigger, and now it's starting to run into the dugout. And now the coach, Mike Socha, is talking to the umpires, and I don't know what... These field maintenance guys are running around doing a lot of running, not doing a lot of maintenance. Still putting the clothes away. Thanks for being here. This is going to take a little bit of time, I can tell. they are still dealing with the puddle on Dodger Stadium, and now the maintenance crew has more than 2 guys. And finally, these maintenance guys are doing less running and more maintenance. And this is going to take a little bit of time. I can tell just by watching. Dodgers are up. I hope they just cancel the game. And a flood in that dumpy stadium. Dan Rios, thanks for being here. People on Facebook not really coming. Oh, wow. Now everybody left. Everybody left. I guess you guys aren't interested in the puddle. Everybody's gone. Dodger Stadium, killing my streams. Thanks for coming, everybody. Oh, still got the one guy on Twitter. Nope, even lost the Twitch guy. Way to go, Dodger Stadium. And you know what? I went on for like 10 minutes yesterday on how we need to get a new stadium. And this is more reason why. Everybody left, ruining my streams. And it's preseason. Not a lot of people are going to be coming anyway. So I'm just kind of joking. But honestly, I should probably call this one quits right now because this is going to take a little bit of time. And everybody's gone. All right, well, it's been 2 hours. Thanks for coming, everybody. Just a little test run with baseball. Gonna do Dodgers games for reals. Starting on the real game. Don't know if I'll do the whole game or just some of it. No idea. But I'm gonna do Dodgers. This is just practice. Make sure you leave a comment. Tell me how to get better. I need to remember that it's baseball, and I need to get the radio baseball voice with the baseball tempo because I think baseball fans don't want to hear some guy going a million miles an hour on YouTube. So I'm going to have to work on my baseball voice. And they are still working on the field at Dodger Stadium, and I lost all my viewers on YouTube. So I'm just going to call this one quits. I've been going for 2 hours on the dot. Thanks for coming, everybody. Make sure you come back for the regular season. I'll do this every game. And I'm just going to slowly try to build up some people to come. And it's fun when people talk. And I'm also going to figure out how to get the audio from the game. And then have the announcers' voices pulled out. So I'm doing this. But I'm doing it to the sound. So you guys can at least hear it. So it's more like radio. To do that is very difficult. And it takes what's called an audio engineer. And I didn't even know that they existed or what they did until you need one. But audio engineers, it's actually a tough job and you got to pay them. But basically, got to pay a guy to figure out how to do that. Luckily, he's a genius and figured it out. But now I got to pay him. Anyway, gonna try to get that figured out. But until then, it's just me. Thanks for coming. Make sure you subscribe. Leave a comment. Come back next game. This puddle ruined everything.